Outlaw Radio Live fans? We are live on the air with none other than the legendary manager in the music industry. He's managed so many amazing individuals, including none other than DJ Quik. So I have to say, Greedy Greg, how you doing tonight?
Wonderful, wonderful, man. Thanks for having me, man.
You are most certainly welcome. So I gotta ask, what made you decide to get into the music industry?
I started as a DJ, and then I tried to, produce a little bit. I really couldn't produce no beats, but I know what a record is supposed to sound like, from DJing. So I just make that transition from DJ to executive. And then the first thing I did was, tone low.
And when you brought up DJing, that's actually was one of my next questions. In the 1980s, obviously, you were a DJ, like you just mentioned, in LA, in LA clubs. What made you decide to switch from DJing to producing?
Well, I got kind of bored with DJing. I was DJing a lot of clubs in LA, Bitten Apple, Red Onion. I was out every night trying to DJ someplace, and I just wanted to do something different. So I started trying to produce on a bunch of equipment. That didn't work out for me, and I just started. But I knew I had the ear and the eye for talent, so I started looking for talent and trying to put records out.
And speaking of talent, you also did work with the legendary rap label called Def Jam. I believe booking shows and whatnot for them. How did you and them get connected?
I got connected through another DJ, DJ P, which is Paul Stewart. At the time, I was in transition. I just had stopped working with Quik, Second to None, and AMG, and I started working on Domino. And, at that time, Def Jam was looking for some talent, and somehow we came together.
And I gotta say, Domino, Second to None, those are some amazing artists. I actually got those in the question lineup as well. But you also managed Tone Loc, whose legendary album, Loc the After Dark, which sold 4 million copies. How did you and Tone Loc get connected?
Actually, Tone Loc is my cousin, first cousin. And he was a member of this group called the AAA Crew. And at the time, I was in between DJing and trying to produce, and I had a sound and lighting company, and the owners of Delicious Vinyl used to rent equipment from me, and they called me one day. I was like, "Hey, we're looking for an artist. You got one?" I said, "I got one for you." And I took Tone to them, and they started putting out records. They put out singles, like a single called "On Fire," "Chiba Chiba." Those were the first couple of singles that Delicious Vinyl put out, and they worked on Wild Thing, and at the time, Tone didn't like the single Wild Thing, but I told him, I said, this is gonna change your life. This is gonna be one of your biggest records, and it took off from there.
That's crazy. So does Loc still do music at all, or did he hang up the mic?
He's still trying to do music, but basically he's just doing shows with these hip-hop legend shows, 90s hip-hop shows. He's doing basically a lot of shows around the country.
That's not bad. Hopefully he comes to Canada at some point. So I have to ask, you also worked, like you said, with Second to None. What was it like working with Second to None, and how did you and them originally get connected?
I got connected with Quik. They all went to school together. Quik, Second to None, High Speed, and they all went to school together. And I met Quik in the studio. He was producing a young lady by the name of Claudia. Claudia was the girl that was dancing in the Bobby Brown video and the MC Hammer video. And she had like a reputation. If you get her in your video, you was gonna go platinum. So everybody was trying to get her in their video. And some friends of mine was trying to produce her as an artist, but she really didn't have an artist thing going. And I went to the studio to work with them on her, and that's when I met Quik.
That's
And
awesome.
then Quik started coming to my house, and we started working together on some stuff. And he bought Second to None. At my house, I had a studio in my house, and he bought Second to None through. And at that time, AMZ was already hanging with me, so we all came together and started producing songs together.
That's crazy, you know what I mean? You didn't have to go far for work, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? It was in the same house. It's not bad.
Right.
So, as you mentioned earlier, you also worked on Domino's Platinum self-titled album. How did that come to be, and how does it feel to have worked on a platinum album?
It was an incredible feeling. You know, the most incredible feeling is when you produce something, and then the first time you hear it on the radio or you hear it at the club, it's just like God. And you see people, you know, partying to something you created. It's just an incredible feeling.
And you know, that's crazy though, because that album is still around today. I see that album still in CD stores today, so that's pretty incredible an achievement.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to see your work still, you know, have some longevity.
So I have to ask, before we get off the topic of Domino, what's your favorite song off that album?
Ghetto Jam. That's my favorite song off that album.
Oh, well, that actually is a really great song. Cannot go wrong with Ghetto Jam.
No. Well, actually, we had a bunch of good songs on the album, but that was, you know, Ghetto Jam, Sweet Potato Pie. It was kind of surreal how they came together. DJ Battlecat brought Domino to me, and I met Domino, who was riding in the car, and I was like, all right, let me hear what you got. And he rapped Ghetto Jam a cappella in my ear, and I said, oh, all right, well, let's go to the studio. Let's put this together. I knew I had something there.
And that Ghetto Jam changed both of your guys' lives. That's pretty awesome, you know? One freestyle made you guys both millionaires. That's awesome. So, you served as an executive producer and management for Radio Ready Smash Discs. What was that like?
What's the question again?
Oh, sorry. So you served as executive producer and management for Radio Ready Smash Discs, such as like DJ Quik is the name. How did that come to be, and what was it like working on that?
It was, you know, it was tough because at the time, you know, it was a lot more difficult producing because, you know, we didn't have all the digital stuff, so it was more like 2-inch reels and trying to book studio time and trying to get it to sound acoustically and fidelity right, you know, get the fidelity right so to sound right in the club and right on the radio. You know, so it was an incredible feeling.
And before we get off like DJ Quik topic, you are also in development, as a writer and producer of a biopic for rapper DJ Quik. Can you tell us a bit about that project and how it came to be? Also, when is the estimated release date for that?
The estimated release date is 2020, around April, May. We're in development right now. It's, you know, it's a different process trying to do a film. You know, it's a lot of moving parts. Not more moving parts than the record.
Do you guys have an idea? Oh, sorry about that.
Records I kind of can do in my sleep, you know. This is my first. Let me take that back. I've done some before, just a little light contributions to a couple of different films, but this movie thing is.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I thought you guys cut out there. Sorry about that. So what I was going to ask also was, do you guys have an idea of what streaming platforms they're going to be going on, or are you guys going to be going like straight to DVD type thing?
We're going to try to take it to the theaters first. We're going to go to big screen.
Oh, that's the best way to go. I really think it would sell well in the theaters for sure, because everybody loves DJ Quik. The real hip hop heads know.
Yes. He's probably one of the most
ask this: what made you decide to switch from producing into making from producing to producing films?
I just got frustrated with the new music and the process of trying to get an artist into the marketplace. You know, even though folks said it's easier, but it's whack to me right now. The whole music business is whack because it doesn't seem to be about the talent. It's about data. How's your social media and all that stuff. So some people might be better presenting themselves than presenting their self than their music. You know what I mean?
I completely agree with that.
I just got frustrated.
Music really isn't the same anymore.
No, it doesn't leave you with anything. Some of these guys, the records out now, I scratch my head like, this is hot? Why is it hot? You know?
Like half them look like a human
It doesn't leave you with nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Or it looks like they randomly just woke up, you know, they woke up from they were the first person to fall asleep at a house party, and they wake up and decided to make a music video. Like, I don't know.
You know, like when we made records, the records meant something. They left you with a feeling, and like when you hear one of these records we made back in the day, you can pin like I was on this street. The first time I heard this, I was walking holding this girl's hand, and you know, it leaves you with a memory of something. This new music, it leaves you with nothing. It just goes in one ear and out the other ear. You know?
And if you try and listen to the words of this new music, the only memory you have is when you realize, oh, this is when I lost a brain cell.
Exactly.
But when you said about the old classic jams, like I even sit back and think there's a lot of songs that when I first heard the classic songs, it's true. You really do sit back and you'd be like, all right, I remember where I was when I first heard this jam. You know, it's true. Like we need that real music substance back.
Yeah, and it seems like today's people reject the real music stuff and gravitate towards the nonsense, the mindless music.
I really do hope that one day it actually does get better, but I don't see it coming, unfortunately.
It can't. It seems like it's at its bottom right now. I don't see it getting any worse than it is right now. You know.
I agree with that 110%, most definitely. So also in 2018, you got involved in several film projects as an associate producer and music supervisor. Could you tell us a bit about those films and how you came to work on those projects?
2018, I did a movie called Compton's Finest. I did the music supervisor underscoring for that. Actually, they wanted to license a couple of Quik songs, but we couldn't give them the license. You know, it was just, I did it. I didn't do it for money. I did it because it was something to do at the time. And then I worked on this other film called Peace of the City, which is based out of Atlanta. Some friends of mine came to me and asked me to help them on the project, and that's how I really started getting into the film. You know, just trying to learn the whole film game.
That's pretty cool. Do you have any up and coming films at all, other than the biopic?
Believe it or not, I'm doing a country and western Christmas movie.
It's not bad.
And we're gonna start shooting that. Well, it's country and western, and we start filming in late January.
Okay, that's not gonna be too bad. Just in time. Just in time for next Christmas, eh?
Yeah, I hope to get it in the can and get it, you know, edited and put together for next Christmas. Got some. This is like out of my realm. This is some real country and western stuff I'm working on. Just trying to change, you know, trying to do something different and new.
Well, you know what? There's always like the old saying goes. You know what I mean? There's always something new to do. You know what I mean? Switch things up. It's honestly, I'll probably check the movie out as well. You know, doesn't sound too bad, honestly.
Right. It's we haven't got a title for it yet, but I still have some real big country and western stars in it.
That's actually gonna be pretty good, actually. So I have to ask, guys, you manage a lot of amazing artists that went on to go platinum. So I have to ask this: there's a lot of inspiring artists out there that actually do have some good music. They just don't really get heard. Do you have any advice you can give these inspiring artists that are listening right now?
Yes, don't give up and just become consistent and really study the game, study the music game. You know, to be great, you got to study the great. And I find that a lot of these guys, they don't study. You know, they make a song on Monday and they expect to be a superstar on Tuesday. It doesn't work that way. You got to do your homework.
And that's some great advice.
Do your homework.
That's from the legendary Greedy Greg, guys. So listen to this, man. So I have to ask, Greg, what's next? Like, you got a biopic coming, you got the country western, Christmas movie. What's next for you, other than those projects?
I think I'm just gonna stand in the movie thing. I'm trying to line up two more films after those. I'm working on it. Those probably go straight to Netflix or something, that platform. I don't know. I'm trying to work out some deals. But, you know, I always say music is my side chick, you know. Every time I try to get out, music always reel me back in. I got some other artists that I've just been fumbling around with, but I got to get a little bit more serious with them than I've been to develop them into something. I got to turn it on. One of them is named YB Baby. He's real talented, sort of like a Roddy Ricch type. I think he has something. He just got to focus as an artist and stop being all over the place. You can't be all over the place and make it.
You gotta have your eye on the ball. You gotta have you focused on what you want.
Exactly.
So I have to ask, Greg, this is the time in the interview where I have the individual that comes on the show a chance to give shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, and also the your social media handles. That way people can follow you if they're not already doing that.
Okay. Social media handle is greedy_G_B_free. And what was the other part you wanted to say?
Is there anybody you want to give shout-outs to by any chance?
Yeah, I would shout out to all the artists out there. Get better, be better.
I have to say, Greg, thank you so much for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live. It was an absolute honor just to be able to chop it up with such an inspirational and amazing individual like yourself. I wish you all the best of luck on your up-and-coming films. I hope the ones you're trying to bring to Netflix go through so we can actually see that vision. Everybody had the chance to be able to see those movies, so thank you very much for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live. It was an absolute honor.
No, I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Oh, man, you're most certainly welcome. I want to thank you. Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
You as well, man. Have yourself a wonderful night. God bless.
All right, God bless you.